A warm good evening to everyone. We welcome you all for the 7th match of the CYBER T20 V3 series. And today we have an esteemed speaker, Dr. Devasitam Mani. Good evening, sir. Welcome you on behalf of our team.
Thank you, Ashok, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. So we'll start with a short intro about the speaker and then we'll hand over the session to sir. Yes. So today's speaker, Dr. M. Devasitam, MSW, PhD, Head of Strategic Development, International Justice Mission, Chennai. Is a Head of Strategic Development for IJM Tamil Nadu. He has been working in International Justice Mission for over 10 years. Motivated by his passion to serve marginalized communities, he joined IJM in the year 2010 and started his fight against human trafficking. He supported district administration and law enforcement officials to investigate, identify, and rescue the victims of human trafficking across the country. Him being a part of the team in IJM rescued more than 3,500 victims of labor trafficking in collaboration with local government and police department. His rich field experience led him to undertake a practical study on the status of bonded laborers victim of labor trafficking during identification, release, rehabilitation, and prosecution, for which he received a doctorate in philosophy, that is his PhD. Passionate about protecting the vulnerable from violence in the context of human trafficking, he is committed to build the will and capacity of various government and non-government agencies through impactful trainings. As a head of strategic development, he and his team have trained more than 10,000 government and non-government agencies through impactful training and supported law enforcement officials to develop strategies to combat human trafficking and crime against women and children. Dr. Devasitam is instrumental in setting up some of the strategic projects such as anti-human trafficking help desk at the transit points, child-friendly police station, safe community projects for the victims of human trafficking, Project Shield evidence-based policing to prevent crimes against women and children, Udayam, a community policing project to protect and increase the confidence of victims of bonded labor in collaboration with Released Bonded Laborers Association. It's a network of trafficking survivors and police department, child beggary, prevention drives, and many more. So with a short intro about sir, we welcome you, sir, for this session. The stage is over you.
Thank you, Mr. Ashok, for that warm introduction. I'm really honored and privileged to speak in this August gathering. At the outset, I would like to really thank you, Mr. Ashok, sir, for all the hard work that you're putting together for this T20. And I've been part of this T20 for the last 2 years. I've been seeing a lot of changes, awareness, and the best thing that you are doing to combat cyber crimes across the country. I also wanted to take this time to thank the Kriyavan Cyber Forensic Service Private Limited team for organizing this wonderful T20. I would also even call it as this is equivalent to webinar. So thank you so much for the opportunity to share here and share about cyber trafficking and the related issues to all this wonderful more than almost like 90 to 100 participants. If you give me 1 minute, I would like to share my screen.
Sure, sir.
Second. Okay, so can you see the screen?
Yes, sir, we are able to see your screen, sir.
So, just 1 more second. Now you're able to see the full screen, sir?
It's full screen, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So Ashok, sir, I will be asking, the checking in between. If there is anything, you can stop me and you can ask me to stop. Okay, sir? Anything that
Sure.
if I'm not audible or screen is not moving, please stop me. Okay?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Once again, I would like to welcome each one of you for this session. As introduced, my name is Dr. Devasitam. I am currently, working as a head of strategic development from International Justice Mission. Okay, International Justice Mission is an organization that is working to combat human trafficking in two forms. One is commercial sexual exploitation of minors. Second one is bonded labor system across India. I don't know how many of you heard about human trafficking, but maybe I'm assuming there will be three categories. One, some of you know about human trafficking. The second category would have, you know just a little bit about human trafficking, but not fully. The third category would be this is the first time you're hearing about human trafficking. Okay, so in my assumption as a speaker, I'm just taking this three things forward. Just to be on the safer side, I would like to start with what is human trafficking and what is the forms of human trafficking, and then slowly we will be moving into the aspect of how human trafficking performed on the cyberspace. Because today we're going to learn about cyber trafficking. But in order to understand cyber trafficking, I know the participant must aware of human trafficking. Okay, let me begin with. And I know there is a 10 question at the end of the session. Shuk sir and team is putting together the teams as we actually approaching this. But friends, I would like to start by sharing this. As I speak, you will get to understand, the questions itself. I will also have some of the end here or there, but if you listen carefully, you will understand this. Friends, let me start with this. Human trafficking simply means illegal trade of human beings. Okay, so there is something called illegal trade of human beings. When I say trade, there is a lot of trades involved. There is a business involved. For example, this mobile phone. So I just purchased this mobile phone. So because I am the buyer and this is the product and there is a seller, I got this in a shop. So they become a seller. So technically, any trade involves in three category of people. There should be a buyer, there should be a seller, and there is a product. That is the important thing that we're going to see, because humans are treated like a commodity, like a product that I just showed. Where there is a seller who's a trafficker, there is a buyer who's a customer. Humans are treated like as subjects or any materials. That is what human trafficking is. And second is that human trafficking is the second largest crime in the world. I repeat, second largest crime in the world next to weapon trafficking across the globe. And it is not just a simple crime. Friends, let me tell you this. Human trafficking, this illegal trade of human beings earns more than the profit of roughly about like 150 billion dollars a year. Okay, so we are talking not just a simple issue, we're talking about a massive issue. According to UNICEF, there are 2 million people are trafficked every year, out of which 1.5 million are children. Okay, this is the shocking things the first time when I heard about this. And even International Labour Organization also mentioned that 1.2 million people, especially children, including boys and girls, are trafficked to work in exploitative condition, industries in India. And I'm sure I also see some of you, from different departments. That means like you must aware of National Crime Records Bureau, NCRB. In 2020 report, it says there are 1,714 cases of human trafficking registered in India. I'm just talking about that here alone. Out of which 4,700 plus victims are trafficked. Below 18 years is 750, above 18 years is 789 people. Andhra Pradesh plays the third place in the country, which is the highest. And then 370 IPC, Indian Penal Code 370 talks about, and I repeat, IPC, Indian Penal Code 370 talks about the definition of human trafficking. Okay, I always take the definition. There is a reason why. I'm not here to bore you by talking about definition, but friends, after this session, after this T20, when you leave this place, I want each one of you to be a champion involved in combating human trafficking. Okay, any person who is listening to this conversation, anybody listening to this presentation, I want you to leave this session as a champion who will join hand with me. And there are so many NGOs and government who are trying to combat this issue as a champion. Okay, let me begin with this. The definition of human trafficking, it talks about three components. One is act, means, purpose. So to in a simple way, act, when a person is recruited, transported, harbored, transfer, receives, a person using threats, force, coercion, abduction, fraud, deception, abuse of power, inducement for the purpose of exploitation, that person is called human trafficking victim. Okay, I'm sure it is not that easy to understand the definition, but let me go a little bit deeper into it. Okay, I'll tell you a story, a real story that happened in our own Tamil Nadu. Okay, there is a person called Kumar. Kumar was actually from Virudhunagar. Okay, he's from a Virudhunagar. His mother passed away. Father is an alcoholic. He was a school dropout. He was just wandering around the village and making a lot of issues among other villages. So everybody started to complain to Kumar's father that this guy is becoming a troublemaker in our village. All of a sudden, Kumar's father's friend visited him and he said, like, I heard Kumar is a troublemaker. Why don't you send him with me? I will take him to my friend's company which is in Karnataka, where Kumar will be given education in the morning. Kumar will be taught about a small business. And Kumar also can given all the things, and you will also receive a wage. At the end of fifth year or third year, Kumar will send home with a huge sum of money so that he can start his own business. Okay, this is the words, kind of deceiving words shared by Kumar's father's friend to take Kumar away from his father. And then Kumar was trafficked. He was actually taken from Virudhunagar and then to Madurai, and he was made to stay in Madurai for 3 days. After they were taken to Madurai railway station. From there, he was taken to Karnataka. There is a place called Baswa Kalyan, where Kumar was handed over to another shop owner, another person. Kumar was never sent to school. Instead, he was forced to work for 14 hours a day in this confectionery unit. Confectionery unit, நம்ம தமிழ்ல சொல்லனா முறுக்கு, snack, chart items செய்யற ஒரு company. Kumar forced to wake up every day morning around 4 o'clock. He was made to make this confectionery product. He was beaten up, hot oils poured on his body. The cutlery used to make this muruk and other chart items were used to beat Kumar very badly. When Kumar refused to make certain products as expected. And finally, Kumar was managed to escape from the place. And my team, along with the Railway Protection Police and Government Railway Police, rescued him at Egmore Railway Station and repatriated him back home. From this story, friends, I wanted to tell you, if you go back to the definition IPC 370, you can understand Kumar was recruited. He was transported from Virudhunagar to Madurai, from Madurai, and then he was taken to Karnataka. And he was harbored in Madurai for 3 days. And then he was received by owner of the confectionery unit. While taking him, the fraud and deception, giving some payment and benefit, was used as a mean in Kumar's story. And finally, Kumar was taken for an exploitation, something like slavery and servitude. And all this component make this case as a human trafficking case. I really wish some of you to, just ask you to please answer. I'm so tempted to see, ask this question, but it's totally fine. I know that will be a challenging, okay, on the online. Okay, with that, I just wanted to talk to you about, a few more things. Humans are trafficked for three purposes. One is for labor purposes, to work in an industry, for a big industry, small industry, whatever it is. Second, humans are trafficked for commercial sexual exploitation, to work in a brothel, private sex establishment, or tourist, sex tourism, or various other places. And the third one is humans are trafficked for the purpose of organs. Illegal trade of human organs is the third purpose. So these are the three major purposes why humans are trafficked. Okay. And not only that, that is a major three big umbrellas under which they are trafficked for various purposes. But friends, I've been, in the field of combating human trafficking for the last 12 years. Okay. I've been in the place where girls and children or women are sold like a like a product. They were just sold like an animals. You get to choose which one you will want. But all things that I commonly seen was every single case, it's not just a simple case. It's a well organized crime. Okay, I repeat, it's a well organized crime. When I say organized, there are so many people come together to perform this crime. There is a spotter, there is a person who recruit the victims, there is a seller or a purchaser, a transporter, abuser, exploiter, financier, custodian, contractor, and the person who harbor the victims. These are several people. It's not, they may not know each other, they never met each other well, but when it comes to trafficking people, they come together and perform this crime well and advanced using advanced technology. Okay. With that, without taking much initiative, I just wanted to tell you, anybody who involved in this crime, the minimum 10 years to maximum of life imprisonment is given as a punishment. Okay. And if there is a government servant or public servant involved in this, and there's also, along with this punishment, fine of 1 lakh to life imprisonments or 2 lakhs is also involved as a punishment. Okay, remember this because you need to know this. Okay, with that, we will actually move into referral mechanism. Friends, if you come across any issues, such issues, human trafficking or anything, all that you need to do, if it is a labor trafficking, you need to contact collector, revenue divisional officer, tahsildar with a complaint. If it is a sex trafficking, you can contact local police station or anti-human trafficking unit or crime against women and children unit or child trafficking unit. If it is anything involved in children, you can just give a call to 1098 or Child Welfare Committee or DCPO in your districts. Or the simple and the best way that you can do it to call me. Why I'm not asking you to engage directly, because sometimes it's very, very important, more than interacting right away. It's important for you to reach out to right people to handle such crimes. Okay. And so you can contact me, or you can also contact any NGO person working to combat this issue. Okay, with that, we are going, into how cyber trafficking are happening, how human trafficking happening on cyberspace. Friend, this is one of the very important component that you all should know. The reason is the trafficker targets young children, young adults, young college students like you, to make you a victim of human trafficking. Okay, and one of the key thing that the police, the human traffickers using is a social media platforms. Okay, or any online platform. Let me begin with some of the short things that why, so how human traffickers are targeting children or young people to make them victim of human trafficking. One is approximately there are 467 million social users are, there, out of which almost 19 million, increased in 2021 and 22 in this year itself. Okay, it is not just a simple increase, 19 million increase. Every time we think about social media, we always think about, oh, I'm using this to keep updated of my life, or wants to stay in touch with my friends and families, or I am actually staying away from my family. So this is the only platform where I would tell my parents what I'm doing. Friends, sometimes I wanted to tell you, when you think that way, but honestly, when from today, please rethink the way you look at social media, because social media platform is not only just used by your parents or relatives or friends. This is also used by criminals. It is also used by pedophiles. It is also used by abusers, frauds, and includes human traffickers. Okay, anything you share, they're also viewing along with your family and friends. Anything you update, they're also getting your updates along with your family and friends. Anything that you think you're sharing with your family, but make sure you don't want others to know about this. Okay, so I'm not going to detail. I'm sure you are part of this wonderful initiative by Ashok sir, and there'll be a lot of other session taken so far, but I'm going to stick on to the subject now. Okay, this human trafficking, actually, on the cyberspace made a huge shift during COVID-19. It begins with the behavioral changes of people. Let me quote one or two example. During this COVID-19, almost 33%, 36% of the people spending more time on mobile application, which includes all the social media mobile application like WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, like whatnot, Instagram, and then Tinder, Bees, lot of mobile applications. Why this is actually increasing? Because of this remote usage and, online classes, online, work from home, a lot of things, especially for students. Almost they spent, 3 years on, online classes, and they even completed courses. Yeah. Second, and 47% increase in people spending more time on social media. So now you will understand why I'm talking about, social media. Friends, let me begin with how traffickers are actually, using social media or online platform to lure the victims. Ashok sir, if I'm actually exceeding my time, feel free to stop me, sir.
It's going right, sir. You can continue, sir. No problem, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, so the first one is cyber trafficking, friends. Okay, let me introduce a person called Venkatesh. Okay, I used this example in all the places. There was a person called Venkatesh who was arrested in Chennai. When the police arrested him, he was so shocked to see this guy Venkateshan has more than 30 tech-savvy team of youngsters working for him. Their work is nothing but just to get online using a face account and start sending messages to girls who will post a short video clips. Okay, the job of these 30 youngsters is to create a fake ID, send a message to young girls who post regular, photos as well as short video clippings. The common thing that they used is, you look like a model, you look like an actress. If you say yes, we will make you next Nayandara of Tamil Nadu. You will be next Kirti Suresh of Tamil Nadu. You will be next, this person of Tamil Nadu. They told all the story and, convince them and slowly, make them, close friend of them, make them believe that they're working in film industry and these girls can join one of the movie as a heroine or any side actress. That's a common story they used, and they literally lured all these victims and brought them to Chennai and, and slowly made them as a victim of human trafficking and pushed them into commercial sex industry that's actually happening in Chennai. Okay, friends, some of you, I see some of the students from Madras University, VIT, there's so many places, friends, so many colleges. But friends, it's all happening in our own Chennai city. It's not even somewhere, high-tech city or somewhere in other countries. It's happening in right here in our own Chennai city. Okay. The second example I wanted to tell you, there is this, exciting job opportunity provided by, fake job opportunity, scams created by the trafficker. Apart from the example mentioned here, I'm currently working on a case where the victims from Tamil Nadu has been lured and they were taken to Dubai. From there, they were taken to Thailand and Myanmar and forced to work inside IT scams and, as a labor trafficking victims. And they were rescued yesterday and they're back home with the help of our chief minister. Friends, why I'm sharing, because some of you are working, studying in college. Some of you going to finish the college this year. Human trafficker use your needs as their key tool to actually make you a victim of human trafficking. I just want to give you this example. Almost 32 nurses were rescued in Bangalore airport. It's a very interesting story. All these nurses received a message. There is a job opportunity in international platform, and everybody responded. And there is a trafficker literally, connected back to them, recruited them, asked them to come to a Bangalore airport so that they can go to Armenia to learn language of German. From there, they will send to different country. This was the story told to them. They all reached Bangalore airport and they were all told the same story to the police official, and they were suspected, there is a deputy commissioner suspected this. Why they're all telling the same story? They don't have more information. And then they probed more and found out there was one lady involved in this crime, literally taking all these nurses who were freshest from the college, taking them to other country and selling them for various human trafficking purposes. Okay, exciting job opportunity. Third one is, I also put some of the example that quoted. 5 arrested for cheating youth with a fake job promise. Youth arrested for posting online mock picture of minister, and job fraud with fake ads on risk of 70%. Victim is students. Remember this, friends. Okay, next one is talent-based offer. Sometimes you will receive online just advertisements saying, "Are you a dancer? We need a dancer. Are you an instrument player? Are you a choreographer?" When you receive such advertisement, you need to be very careful. The reason is there's a typical choreography team operated in Mumbai. Literally had more than a lot of childrens come and do the choreography practice. Almost after 3 months, they were all told they're going to other countries to do a program, choreography program in other country. Everybody thought, oh, okay, I got a new opportunity in other country. But sadly, there's a person called Datta. She was taking all the kids, but she's coming back alone. No kids returning back with her. There was a police official, they found out why she's going as a group and coming as alone. And then, during the investigation, they found out she is smuggling people to other country as their sons, as a dancer, using different ones. Be careful if you're receiving any such talent-based offer. The next one is, social media. Please remember this word, lover boy. Especially girls, be careful because girls, you get a lot of, messages online. You look beautiful. You can be a next actress, and then I wanted to fall in love with you. I'm the only person who can take care of you well. Or there are so many dating apps that shows that, wow, why don't just why don't we connect, why don't we meet, why don't we just chat, why don't we just elope. There's so many conversation friends. There is a concept of lover boy exclusively operating to deceive girls and make them as a victim of human trafficking. Literally sell them in different industry. Either it could be sex industry or it could be labor industry in different places. Okay. The next one is, especially this is happening among children. It's called cyber grooming, friends. You need to learn this. I know they simply start chatting with the children and slowly talk to them that they are the wonderful people, and the trafficker on the other side is the only person can take care of them. They build relationship. They slowly tell that don't share this information with your parents or relatives or friends, and slowly isolate them, and then slowly connect them in a sexual manner. Please remember the word cyber grooming. Okay. And then this is current trends that happening among the students. Sexting, you sext with another girl or a boy using a sexual content as within your message. You know what literally it happens? They take all this, send back to you and blackmail you using the same messages that you shared. And then this involved in sextortion. They demand for money, the demand for sex. If you're not paying that, they will threaten you that they will share all the content with someone else. Okay. I'm not sharing all this to scare you, friends, but I'm sharing this so that you are aware. You will help your friends be aware of this. And sometimes we do wonder the traffickers or cyber criminals come abroad, in some other country, they operate from other cities. No, the 2017 NCRB record says almost 10% of the students are none other than students. Sorry, 10% of the cyber criminals are students. Almost 14.70% of the people involved in such crimes are none other than neighbors, your own friends, your own relatives. So we need to be very careful. Okay. As a student, what you can do, how you can actually support to combat human trafficking. Please remember this. The first one is you need to join hands with authorities and NGO working to combat human trafficking. Okay. Please look for an opportunity and authorities that you can actually join with them and work them to combat this issue. Second, you can also launch anti-human trafficking clubs in your college. If anyone of you are interested to do this in your college, just contact me. I'll help you to launch one club in your organization, in your college. Second, you can also be a person who create awareness through workshop, quiz program, conference, and campaigns. And I just found, I really appreciate one of the friend, a participant who attended one of my webinar. He actually created a lot of posters and started sharing, created his own page to create awareness about human trafficking. Okay, I'm not telling you, you just do this alone. I'm giving you a lot of options. Whichever the place that you are comfortable with, you are strong, and you can actually take this as the best thing. Next one, you can conduct research. You can present papers. You can also create memes. The memes are created for bad things, to degrade someone else, to just destroy their reputations. But you can also create memes for this good cause, like creating awareness about human trafficking. You can also say, stay safe online and we have all these vulnerabilities. And the last one is you can do internship in any of the organization, like NGO, like my organization, International Justice Mission, or any CWC, any NGOs or any DLSAs. The last one is if you are involved, you are a victim of any of things that I shared, you can also ask for help from the police, or you can inform me. You can inform Ashok sir privately, and sir can actually help you connect with me and my organization to combat this crime. Okay, I'm gonna end with this last thing. I rescued, along with police officials, person called Ria. Ria, when I rescued her, and she told me this word, sir, I wish I was aware of human trafficking. Sir, I wish I was aware of these criminals so that I would have protected myself. I wanted to tell you, friends, we don't want any more Rias. I want every person who attending this webinar should be aware of this issue. And I want each person attending this T20 to go back to your community, tell your friend there is some crime happening like this. There's something called cyber trafficking. I got aware of this today. I want you also to aware of it. You tell your friends, you tell your family members, you tell your neighbors, you tell your own sister and brothers. So we create more and more awareness and combat this crime. Thank you so much, friends. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your enriching session. Participants, if you have any questions, queries, you can feel free to put in the chat box. Any questions, queries related to human trafficking, cyber trafficking, or else any of the incident you have faced? Any general queries, you can post it in the chat box. If you want to speak, you can raise your hand. We'll unmute you. Also, if you have any offline questions, you can just post it in the group so that maybe we'll accumulate it and we'll share it with sir, because most of these questions will be a bit of sensitive. We might be feeling bad to ask it in public, right? So you can just consolidate it and send it to me, either individually to me or to the team. We'll connect you with sir. Okay, there's a question in the chat box. Some additional information about child grooming.
Okay, so somebody asked, Mr. Money M asked me about, can you please explain cyber grooming? Okay, cyber grooming is an online concept targeting children by pedophiles. Okay, some of our investigations shows that any given time there is more than 10,000 pedophiles available online to targeting children. So the moment they found out, there is a kid operating, the moment they found out there is a child, involved in any of the online activities, they slowly get into their account and start connecting with them through chat. Okay, so there is 5 stages involved. The first stage is relationship building. During this relationship building, what they generally do is they slowly talk to the child and say that, they are their new friend, they are their online friend. Every day they want to come and talk to the child, and then slowly talk to the child saying, hello, how are you? Beautiful. How was your day? Did you have your breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever? The child, because newly using and comfortable talking to this new person, because any child, if doing the new thing, they're very excited. And that's how it all begins with. So once that person knows that he is building relationship with this person, slowly he will also move to a next stage called um, risk assessment stage. The risk assessment stage is very important because they slowly talk to the child, checking whether the child is sharing this information with anyone. Or is the child have the habit of talking about their online chat with their family members or anyone's? Okay. So the reason I know is very important is because once they identify this child is not talking to anyone, not sharing this with, when they will feel there is a very lower risk involved with this child. That means they can continue to exploit the child. And the third one is isolation stage. They slowly tell the child, instruct the child not to share anything with their parents, not to tell their conversation with their parents or friends or anyone else, and then slowly take the child away. And the next stage is the sex stage. When I say the sexual stage, they ask the child to take a picture of their legs or face or body or their private parts and send it to them. The child sometimes out of curiosity does it. And they take the picture and they start using that picture to blackmail the child. And they will start involved in all the sex related activities. So these are the step-by-step process how the pedophiles or sex criminals utilize online platform to abuse the child. And that's a concept you are calling it as cyber grooming or child cyber grooming. And this grooming is not only is not limited to only children. It is also and there is a lot of teens involved in this. There is a lot of girls involved, and there is a lot of boys also involved in this, because the boys doesn't know the person chatting from other side is a boy or girl. Sometimes any boys receive a message from a girl and a girl name, they continue to chat with them. And the same thing happened with girls also. Once they get all this private chats, private images, they start utilizing it against them itself. I hope I answered your question, Mr. Mani. Yeah. Any other question? I'm very happy to answer, guys.
Yes, sir. I hope the participant is comfortable with the answer. Sir, one question from our team, sir. Whichever cases which we are facing now, right? Maybe nowadays this Facebook, Instagram are trending on. Like, so if we are also seeing quite a good number of videos that have been in which children are being abused and other things. So you're also getting quite a good number of cases in which these videos have been viral circulating, but you're not able to find the source or origin or something, right? So in this abstract, if you want to give us some hints, like what will be that?
Yeah. So before giving the hints, I would like to straight away tell any person the possession of child pornography materials, sharing, viewing, keeping, or just sharing in a group is a crime. According to POCSO Act, section I think 14 and 15, I may be wrong, but I'll check for you. It clearly says if you are a person who are actually receiving a child pornography materials, we call it as CSAM materials. Okay, CSAM, child sexual abuse materials. We don't generally use it as a child pornography material. We don't use term. This is the universal term that we accepted in the field. It's called CSAM materials. Okay. Why I'm just using this? Why I'm saying this because if you are a person or in a group where all of a sudden you receive such images or any videos, I request you to just step out of just come out of this video, exit that group, because it is a crime first of all. And the second is we are not just leaving it. The police department is monitoring all this activity. I'm sure Ashok sir is well aware of this, but he wanted to ask this question because so that everybody understands this well and good. Okay. Yes, section 14 of the POCSO Act. Thank you, sir. Section 15 of the POCSO Act actually talks about this. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Ashok sir. The reason I'm sharing this, friends, the police are monitoring you. Police are actually monitoring your IP addresses. Police are monitoring your channels, everything. I would actually quote one of the example. Kerala police recently organized a big campaign called P Hunt. You can also Google and say they arrested more than 400 and plus, perpetrator watching CSAM materials, circulating CSAM materials, possessing CSAM material, creating CSAM materials. Okay, 400 and plus people are arrested within the span of 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. They've been monitored for a very long time. At the right time, they do have a drive, and they arrested all these people. So police are monitoring, police are vigilant. Sometimes you think you are smart enough to create your own, different, platform, or if you're using any VPN, you're thinking, okay, these VPNs, is not showing your location. That's may not true. There is a way that we can also track you down, even if you are using VPNs. Even the criminals are using VPNs. It may take some time. It may not that easy if they're actually, because sometimes the criminals who use VPNs are free. Those free VPNs, can actually easy to access. So the point I wanted to convey here is police is on such crimes. They are regularly monitoring and regularly monitoring people who are involved in the crime. And at the right time, they also take a right action to arrest the perpetrators. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for the explanation. So it's exactly 6:40, the end of the first 20 and second 20 minutes. So we request the team to share the link in the chat box for the questionnaires. So if participants have any further questions, queries, you can put in the chat box, or else you can just put it offline in the group. We'll accumulate it and we'll share it with sir. So once again, we thank Dr. Devasita Mani sir for coming here on this weekend. I just troubled him a lot last week to be a speaker for this session. But we thought like maybe not only talking technical things, like we are badly in need of these things. Typically talking about human trafficking, child trafficking, need of the time. If a kid is missing from our house only, then only we'll feel the heat, right? So that's what we want to this also to be a part of our T20 series. Every year we are just thankful to sir being a part of our core team. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Yes, sir.
Sir, actually, I must thank you for inviting me to be part of this an amazing program. Not only just you, I would like to thank all of your team, because I see here more than 140 people involved here. And I see all this 100, and you mobilize these many crowd, and I'm sure they're all going to be a change maker. So I would like to thank you and thank your entire team and your organization for having me here. And I would love to be part of all the events every single year. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, sir. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. So now it is exactly 6:40 till 7 o'clock. The thing will be open. So MCQ from 6:40 to 7 p.m. So you can just open with the MCQ, answer it. I hope today's MCQ might be a bit of interesting and also a bit of easy, not too technical, so that you'll be able to answer it quickly. But I recommend you to just have a note on all the question and answer it. Many might be able to achieve the whole things. You can answer it in 1 or 2 minutes, but I recommend you to take time and answer it completely. Thank you.